Teachers of Reddit, have you ever written off an awkward intern only to discover they were quietly redesigning your class so nobody failed? I teach AP biology at a suburban high school. By September, I had the rhythms memorized: late arrivals, frantic cramming on lab nights, students who never raised their hand. That year, we had an intern named Maya. She introduced herself on day one, shy and small, holding a stack of index cards. She wore thrifted cardigans and sensible shoes. She took notes quickly and never took up space. By October, problems were bubbling. Our midterm was approaching. Concepts like cellular respiration and enzyme kinetics were tripping students up. 2 kids failed the first practical. 3 kids who had been borderline were suddenly missing assignments. Parent emails arrived like rain. I tightened lessons, made study guides, and ran extra review sessions. It helped a little, but the students who quietly fell behind stayed behind. Then, something subtle began to shift. It wasn't dramatic. One student who usually stared at blank pages handed in a lab with clearer structure. Another, who never participated, asked a specific, focused question about ATP yield. A borderline student resubmitted work with corrected terminology I hadn't explicitly reviewed in class. At first, I assumed my extra sessions were finally working, but then I started noticing small things that didn't quite add up. Folded sheets of paper tucked inside binders, tiny checklists taped discreetly to the back of notebooks, short summaries written in simpler language than my slides, students scanning small QR codes printed on index cards before class started. One afternoon, I picked up a forgotten worksheet and saw annotations written in careful, structured bullet points, clearer than anything I had handed out. I asked the class where the notes came from. They shrugged. Someone said they just found them. The improvements continued. Not huge leaps, but steady. A usual C nudging to a B-. Lab instructions followed more precisely. Less panic before quizzes. Fewer desperate emails at midnight. And I couldn't trace the source. A month passed like that. Then the district announced an observation. A supervisor would evaluate engagement and differentiation. The tension in the department tightened overnight. I prepared obsessively. Slides refined, lab materials double-checked, transitions rehearsed. Meanwhile, the quiet improvements continued. Students were calmer, more prepared, less lost. I felt relieved but unsettled. On the morning of the scheduled observation, the classroom buzzed with nervous energy. The supervisor sat at the back. Maya sat 2 rows ahead of him as usual, quiet and observant. A student, Jonah, who never spoke, put his lab worksheet down and rose slowly. He walked to the projector cart and whispered, "Miss Lane, I can't see the diagram colors."